back to These Five Things. This is our second episode on
These five things.
These five things.
That's funny.
We had a really good response from our video last time, so we thought we're
going to try another week.
We're going to take a positive spin.
So this week, 5 reasons why you should buy a tiny camper.
So you thought last week we were just going to be negative.
No, not when it comes to tiny campers.
We are very invested in the tiny camper thing.
No buyer's remorse here.
In case you don't know, we are really excited. 7 years now, and we've been in the camper for 7 years. It's been great.
I think in the 7 years, we have spent 598 nights in our camper.
So there you go. We've got quite a bit of experience in it. So, all right, here we go. These five things.
You starting or am I starting?
You're starting.
Okay, number 1. Easy to get in and out of a campsite or a spot wherever you're parked. Enough said, I think. Well, if you can back it up. But you know what? If you have a cool camp, unhook it and push it in your site.
So
I see a lot of
when
people
you think about this, you got to think about. Oh, no, hey, Herky.
No, it's not. It's not the broccoli. We're okay.
He bumps the camera all the time. So anyway, you got to think about how easy it is to get in and out of campsites, but also spots. So, you know, we can get short campsites. We've actually gotten discounts
because we take a tent site.
Some places, not every place lets you do this, but you can ask. All they can do is say no. So with a tiny camper, if you pull in a tent site with a 115-volt plug, and you don't have to have water and sewer, you can save a lot. I remember in Alamogordo, New Mexico, at the KOA there, they let us have kind of like a tent site.
And in Custer, South Dakota, they did too. We had a tent site. So it is
save you some money. And also, go ahead.
If you're out sightseeing, it's easy to find a place to park instead of, like a big rig. Like if you want to go eat someplace on a street, you can get in there, I think, easy.
Also,
but I don't drive, so I'm asking that. Is it easy?
Occasionally we've been able to pull into like a drive-through. If it's open, you can get food.
Right.
When you're out traveling, you don't have to pull up to the truck pumps. Like a lot of these really big rigs, you got to be careful about when you're getting gas and things like that. The tiny camper, no, you can pretty much squeeze it in anywhere.
All right, so number 2, that should be you, because I don't do this.
Nancy does not. She knows how to drive. And she drives all over town, but my main responsibility is towing the camper. So I can tell you that it's really easy to tow. It makes life easier when you're going up hills and things like that. You don't have that heavy weight that you're pulling.
Now I have a disclaimer here. I have towed that.
Yeah.
If in an emergency, yes, I can do it. Do I like doing it? No.
So we have actually, occasionally, we let her drive for like a half hour.
We let her?
We let her. Me and Herky.
Thanks, Herky.
She protests, but let's say I require her to drive every once in a while, just so that if we, like she said, if we had an emergency or whatever, she knows how to do it. She does know how to hook it up and things like that, but not efficiently, that's for sure.
No,
but she could get it done.
Yes.
So it is easy to tow. It also is easy just, like if you have to pass a car or something like that, you don't have something really long behind you. But there is one disclaimer there. If you are backing it up, the shorter a trailer is, the more difficult it is to back up because it responds quicker. But the sites can be so much smaller and so much easier to, it's easy to tow. You get good gas mileage from it. So yeah, it's good. Yeah.
All right, number 3, it is affordable. Upfront cost is very low. Well, we paid $4,500 for ours.
Right, that was
back
seven years ago.
2016, right? And we have the wood, and
the Runaway Camper now is made out of composite.
Right, and I think it is more expensive. But then just it depends on what you do to the inside. You can really glamp it out, and then you're going to have more money, or you can just make it simple, and it's very reasonable.
There is a few tiny camper models that are extremely expensive.
There's one being made here in town that's really expensive.
That's really, some of the off-road models and that. But
would you say 65?
For the most part, if you look at like Runaway and Hiker, Rustic Trails, there's a few other brands that make tiny campers.
U-Haul.
I actually thought about when we were exploring this idea. I thought about trying to camp in a U-Haul for a couple weeks just to see what we think.
I'm sure that doesn't surprise any of you. It was easier just to tape it out on the floor and deal with it that way.
So with an affordable upfront cost, we not only mean just the cost of the unit, but what you can do is you can kind of grow into the thing. So we've seen people buy the camper, it's completely blank on the inside, and just put an air mattress in there.
Right. And then just as you get the money.
As you get the money, you can just buy your stuff. And, in fact, we recommend doing it that way versus some people, their camper's not even there.
Well,
and they're burning up Amazon.
Well, what I did, and I should not have done this, like when it was ordered, I started buying stuff to put in there. And then once I got the camper, I'm like, well, this isn't going to work. And so I ended up buying stuff that I never used. So
if you take things slow when you buy your camper and
don't buy anything till you get it. If it's a blank slate like a Runaway, some of them, they already have the stuff in it, like the Hiker and all that, right?
No, they're
Do you
blank
build that
too.
one out too? Okay, all right.
So affordable. Number 3 for us was affordable upfront cost.
Right. All right. So number 4,
low cost of ownership.
Right. So insurance is cheap. Taxes is cheap. To license it is cheap. The maintenance on it is cheap.
Because really,
storage is cheap.
You're just maintaining a box. You don't have all the systems. And
to insure and license it, it's a utility trailer.
That's correct.
Am I correct? Okay.
On ours, so some people choose to do it differently.
Well, in the state of Indiana, that's how we have it. And so I think the insurance. Well, the license is like $36, and what's the insurance a year? Like $100?
About $100, something like that. So the other thing is you don't have a bunch of systems, so you don't have slide outs, you don't have toilets, sinks, holding tanks, water pumps. We do have a toilet though. We have a cassette toilet.
Right.
But what I'm saying is you don't have all this built-in infrastructure that you have to maintain or things
that could go wrong. Right.
Yeah. So. Less time maintaining and less time doing that type of stuff.
More time camping. Traveling. Yes, we love it. All right, number 5, storage. If you're in a subdivision with an HOA, back it in the garage.
Now, we are not on an HOA here.
Because you can leave a car out, I believe, at an HOA, right? But not a camper. So
depends on your HOA.
Yeah, put the camper in the garage.
They fit in the garage, unless you have like the Rouser model. I do have to say that some people correct us on the last thing about the Rouser model. The Rouser is
too high.
Is too high to fit into the garage. So, but that's Runaway specific. But most times you can
most
fit
tiny campers you can put those in the garage.
The other thing too is just like if you have to put it. I know we had some friends that had one and they pulled it in their garage and they turned it sideways and they were still able to get their car in the garage. So you can do that. I know there was a short period of time we had it was necessary that we store it on our driveway. And we did that. We put it in the back and we turned it sideways so we could still get the cars in and out. And
that's when we had everybody living with us.
So you don't have to have a storage unit for it. I know people that are in apartments do, but for the most part, you don't have to have a storage unit. You can store it right here at your house. All
right, the bonus, number 6.
Easy setup.
Back it in, plug it in.
You can do whatever you want here on setup. I've seen some people set up easy ups and all kinds of stuff. When we're road tripping, we don't even unhook it from the car.
No, we back it in, we plug it in. Unless we are just on the side of the road or in a parking lot, then we just back it in and go to sleep.
So easy setup. And when you don't have all these systems in place, you don't have to have as much power and everything like that. So
make sure it's
I
level,
guess the overall statement about these 5 things on this particular subject is ease and low cost.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I've never. Well, only one time did I wish I had a bigger camper. And we discussed that last week when we were on, when we first got into Canada and the weather was gross. The
day may come that we decide to move on, but it is not in the near future. That's for sure. So.
No, we're both, thank the Lord, are still in good enough condition and health that we can climb in and out of that. So
these were our 5 things.
Yes.
5 things that we came up with from our observations
from our 7 years
and the observations of reading all the Facebook forums and everything about tiny campers. So these are our 5 things. What are your 5 things? So
do you agree or disagree with us?
Last week we got 100 comments on our video. So I'd love to see that this week. Give me your 5 things. What are the 5 reasons why you think people should buy a tiny camper?
Right.
If you disagree with our 5 things, let us know.
Yeah.
And but be kind to us because we're gentle souls.
And we're old.
Anyway, thanks for joining our video this week. We appreciate it. I hope this helps you get
off the couch and out there
traveling, camping. We've heard several people that have told us, hey, thank you for these videos. Thank you for helping us get off the couch and get out there and see the country. So
that it is doable.
All right, remember to comment.
Yes.
And remember to like.
And Herky has a Facebook page.
Yep, check Herky out on Facebook too. So, all right.
Bye now.
Thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.